In The Art of War, Sun Tzu wrote, "Keep your friends close, and the nice guys on business closer." Need an education on how to grow your business? The nice guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Hey, nice guy community. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is me. My name is Strickland Bonner. On the other side of the mic, Mr. Doug Sandler. Together, we are the nice guys on business.
Isn't it kind of like it is us? I mean,
Yeah.
when you say it's me, I'm always, I guess I'm not there. I'm not with you.
Me?
I'm here, though. I don't want to be discounted, Strickland.
I don't understand the confusion. When I say it's me, Strickland Bonner, on this side of the mic, and Doug Sandler on the other side, if you feel discounted?
I feel a little bit second class. I feel a little bit steerage.
I'm not sure what makes you feel that way. Like, because I kind of think like, the Ed McMahon, I'm doing the introduction and you're like the star, but I guess I'm introducing us as the co-host.
Wait,
so.
Did you just say I was the star?
You are. You're totally the star, dude. That's the way I look at it. Now, you may see it differently. I don't know.
No, I don't at all. You know me. I was beaten down so much as a youngster that I never feel as though I am the star of anything. I feel as though when I'm sitting at my desk and I'm actually in my office sitting at my desk and I'm doing my stuff on my computer, that is truly one of the only times that I feel I'm almost in complete control. When I say complete control, I mean about 30% in control. Because that's kind of how in control can you possibly be?
Well, we're going to talk to a guy today who's pretty in control of SEO and PPC and all of those three-letter things that some people understand and other people don't. Mr. Mike Roberts, he is the founder of Spyfu.
Oh, yeah, that is so cool. Mike was a great interview, actually referred to us by Mar and Prosh out in San Francisco. And I don't remember how or what or why. I just remember this guy being a truly nice guy, entrepreneur all the way. It's all about marketing tools for small businesses. And a really cool guy. Well,
it's cool. You can go right to their website and for free, you can enter your competitor's website. And it will find for you all of the keywords they use and all of the money that they spend on their marketing. I mean, it doesn't tell you exactly how much they're spending, but it will tell you if they're buying keywords and those kind of things. And basically, their whole thing is Spyfu exposes the search marketing secret formula of your most successful competitors. I mean, it's stuff that's complicated. I don't understand most of it.
Can you imagine? Okay, so let's say that we're in the podcasting world and we have a competitor. And let's just say the competitor is somebody that does, has 2 million unique downloads and they're in the same podcasting channel in the same space that we're in. So they're in the small business, or entrepreneurs or business ownership philosophy that we have on our show. Imagine being able to tap into all the competitive information, like where they're buying their advertising space on Facebook or on Google or anywhere, and then all the listeners and people that are in their market, the things that they're clicking on their website. How cool is all that kind of stuff? That's like priceless information.
Now, as a service, I love Spyfu, but as a company, I really like them too because they have a policy of no dicks. There's a no-dick policy, and that does not mean that they only hire women. Okay.
No, but they really want to do the right thing. And that's really what attracted me to Mike to begin with, was his whole philosophy of how he runs a business. If you're a dick, we don't want you working with our organization. If you're an idiot or a dick, we don't want you as a customer. If you're a dick, we do not want you in our culture. So get out, dick.
I love it. So
anyway, all right.
We have not done the promise statement.
The nice guy promise statement, Strickland.
Yeah.
The one I have right in front of me to provide a learning experience that is entertaining and adds value to your life.
That is the fastest that you have ever come up with the promise statement. You must have actually had it in front of you.
Well, you gave me a little trick. You said just open the show notes. I think the last time we recorded, you said just open up the show notes for the show that we're about to record the episode for. And normally what I would do is I'd have like their LinkedIn page open and I'd have their Facebook page open and I'd have their website open. And I would forget that we actually, in order to prep for this, I have a whole bunch of notes that I've taken on.
Right.
So anyway, I have my notes open, and I really feel as though we're missing the mark with people reaching out to us because we're not emphasizing enough the importance of people reaching out to us on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, or on my phone number. We've already talked about this ad nauseum. Wednesday nights is going to be the Dialing for Doug Day.
So it's going to be Wednesday again this week. We're back to Wednesdays.
Yes, back to Wednesday. Feel free, please, 5 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dialing for Doug Day, 410-340-6861. Again, in 2 short days, we'll be dialing for Doug Day. Please reach out to me. We'll be happy to discuss. I will be happy to discuss anything with you at all, business, personal, anything that you need information on, anything that you want to know behind the scenes. If you want to understand how Anna got a job with us as an intern, how Strickland actually talked me into doing 280 some odd episodes or whatever it is, please reach out to us, 410-340-6861. Dialing for Doug Day, Wednesdays, 5 to 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We're going to talk about that a little bit more tomorrow on the Tuesday show, Dialing for Doug. And right now we want to get to the interview with Mike Roberts because we tend to ramble too much in our intros. So
yeah, let's do it. All right, Mike Roberts, Doug Sandler, we are ready to roll. Let's do it.
You got to love when a company has a policy of no dicks, and that is precisely why Mike Roberts from Spyfu is on today's episode. Want to know what SEO is, what PPC is? I do, because I'm fucking clueless and I have no idea. And if you're like me too, let's get ready to share the amazingness of Mike and Spyfu with the world. Let's do it. Welcome to the Nice Guys on Business podcast, Mike.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I love your show.
Well, thanks. And we always hope that you've never had an intro quite the way that we like to prepare here at the Nice Guys on Business. Did we qualify as that's the first time that the word fuck has ever been used in an introduction of you?
I wouldn't. You know what? No. I'm going to just go with no.
Wow, this is good. So I'm in good company then. Who else uses that word in order to introduce
Usually
you?
it's when I introduce myself.
I get it completely. All right, so Spyfu Master, your shit all seems really sneaky, and which is kind of cool because playing on the word spy, obviously that's where you were going. So tell the Nice Guy community what Spyfu is, and kind of encapsulate what you guys do over there as well, Mike.
Sure. So Spyfu, you can go to spyfu.com and type in any website and see every keyword that they've ever bought on Google AdWords. You can see, every ad that they ever ran and every organic, every keyword that they ever ranked on or currently rank on. And the idea is, of course, yes, you want to spy on your competitors and, kind of like learn from their best secrets. Mm-hmm. But you also, you want to think of like competitors in a way that's like, well, there's this one guy across the street and he always gets my customers and I want to crush the guy. And that's one kind of customer or one kind of competitor.
Yeah.
But, the real competitors that we kind of recommend people sort of graduate to is the ones that you admire, the ones that you feel like you can learn from. And those aren't necessarily your directest competitors, right? So you look at, you guys might look at some, a podcast that you're not like, competitors. You're not stealing each other's customers.
I have no competition. I don't even know who does it. Tim Ferriss, John Lee Dumas, and Pat Flynn are all my competition because those are the people that we're up against in the rankings. And
sure,
but I'm not up against the listener. I mean, I don't know. Can't we all have listeners?
You all can. Right. That's the thing is that most of the time you want to think of competition as a zero-sum game or whatever, but it's really just about creating value and expanding sort of the pie in a sense. So you all learn from each other, and that's what Spyfu is about. I mean, crush your competitors and stuff, but also just get better at internet marketing and better at writing ad copy and building content.
Okay, and you said some magic words right there because those until you finally said that last sentence in building ad copy and creating a better marketing program or whatever it was that's too many drugs when I was in college because I cannot even remember what you said 5 seconds ago. But it really does come down to understanding what your competition does. So that you have the choice of picking and choosing the stuff that they're doing that's working. Now, is all of this information, is it available through some other I'm assuming you're not privy to information that nobody else is, or how does that work exactly?
No, so what we do is we just run a lot of searches against Google, right? So we just run a whole bunch of searches every month, and then we compile that and sort of make like a reverse phone directory, if you like, for Google. So you're typing in, instead of a keyword, you're typing in a domain, and you can see what keywords, what searches they came up on. So it's public. We don't hack into anyone's account or anything. It's just using like lots of data. You can kind of do this.
Okay, so let's talk about the reality and the practicality of being able to use this information now. So, and we'll put it into the perspective of somebody that might be listening to the show who might be a business owner and they have an online business, or maybe they just have a business that they want to get more traffic to their website so that they can sell more shit. So tell me what having this information. I was watching the cool video that you did. Very sneaky. I love how you say it. You put in your competitor's website. Well, the first thing I did was I put in my website. I want to find out what I'm all about.
Yeah,
and and everything was 100% organic, because I don't think I've bought anything, or at least maybe very limited. So what advantage is there to having this information, though?
So I'll tell you like my sort of, the inception story of the whole thing, right? And before Spyfu, I had another software company, and what we did was it was a piece of software you download it from like download.com or whatever, and it would scrape data. It would scrape like eBay and put it into a spreadsheet, or it would scrape like any website and put it into a spreadsheet or database. And the idea was, I had like a little, side things that I'd do with it. Like I'd take all of eBay Motors and then compare eBay Motors to Kelley Blue Book and see if there's any good deals, right? So you could do that sort of generic thing. But it was hard to figure out how to describe that to customers, because as a nerd or whatever, I'd think of it as web data extraction. But it turns out that customers were usually searching for screen scraping software, right? And so I figured that out, but after like a couple of months, and so then I thought, well, wouldn't it be interesting if any of my competitors had like come up with a way to describe what they're doing better? Yeah, that I haven't thought of, right? So I just wanted to see if anybody else had thought of this.
Okay. I think that Strick is my co-host, if you haven't not had a chance to listen to the show. I think what ends up happening is we debate about this or we discuss it. It's a friendly debate all the time. Yeah. We talk about somebody could have an amazing product, but have a really shitty marketing campaign and a real shitty funnel to get people into their program. And they won't sell shit, even if they have a great product or service. On the other side of it, somebody could have a great funnel, and they could have a really shitty product, and they could at least make the initial sale or get the list built up. So how does that work in your world, though? I mean, how does that? You're saying it could be about the marketing and it's about this whole funnel thing. Advertising is so confusing. At least to me, as an entrepreneur, a guy that I just want to be a podcaster and a speaker and all this stuff. And I'm watching the videos and I'm thinking, I can never get this because I don't understand the whole PPC, SEO, CP. I just don't understand all the acronyms and everything, the backlinks and leads and top lists and AdWords and keywords and CPC, and all that stuff. What is that about?
Well, I mean, ultimately, what you're looking to get, and what everybody that's got a website is looking to get is people that come to the site and take an action, right? And sometimes for a lot of our local business customers, a lot of times that's like making a phone call, right? So you want to get somebody to your site, not necessarily to buy something, because they're not really selling a product on the site, but oftentimes they just want they want to generate leads, people to call into them,
right?
But then there's a whole bunch of customers where they're basically doing a business to business product similar to like Spyfu, where what we want to have happen is people actually sign up for a product or buy a product right there. So it all starts back with what it is that you're looking to achieve, right? And so when you start there and you figure out, and this is like a lot of companies don't really know exactly what their goal is, but you have to start with exactly what your goal is in mind. And then once you figure that out, sometimes that call to action, that core thing that you're trying to get done, stripping away some of the messaging is actually creating a better product. So I guess what I'm saying is that often the messaging actually is the product.
Yeah.
And so if you can define better messaging by leveraging the entire history of the marketplace,
right,
you'll just create more value, get more customers, make more money. Everything good comes from that, because even changing your model by 10 or 20% can make it so that you can acquire more and more customers. So you can put more of that money back into acquisition, retention, and so on.
Does Spyfu work with a customer directly to help them develop what some of those goals are, or are you on the other side of that?
Well, in a large sense, Spyfu is a ridiculous, ridiculous resource that you can do a lot of things with, right? And some of the things that we're building into the product currently, we've been actively developing the product for 10 years. But some of the things that we're building into it is workflow, how to create better content, how to build better ads, and just making straight up recommendations. To be honest with you, when I first started, I was more like, I understand this whole data and the technology thing, but I was not an expert marketer.
Right.
And so I personally felt like I'm going to give people the information to make decisions. But over time, we learned, well, actually, we are kind of experts, and I became an expert. And what we should do is just give people our best advice. And so the product is now has much more of an opinion, and we're much more likely to give you our advice than we were when we started. But still, this depth of the research that you can do is kind of like where
Oh, for sure.
Traditionally, the value is.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of value in the information, and I think taking it to the next level to be able to provide your advice is key as well. I think where a lot of companies, and I'm not saying that your company falls short at all, because if that's what your goal is, then I know that you're doing a good job. Because if Mar from and Prash recommend you guys from my friends from Twitter and 2 listeners in the Nice Guy community, I don't know if you know Mar, but yeah. But if she recommends you, I know you got to be good. But the issue oftentimes is many companies that do, and I'm not lumping you in a category of everybody, but let me just put the category together for a moment. There's companies that will do SEO, and they'll do search engine optimization, and they will do they'll help you develop what your keywords are, and they'll even give you advice, and then that's where it stops. The issue with guys like me, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, folks that have very, very small staff or small budgets, we don't know now what to do with that information if we have it. And then when we're given advice, all it does is frustrate us, because we're like, well, I don't know how to do that. So you could say to me, hey, listen, this is what your competition is doing. All these professional speakers or podcasters or whatever I do, this is what they do. And you could even say you need to create a marketing campaign based upon these keywords, and here's what you need to be able to do. And I would say, okay, but I have no idea how to do that. So it's almost like, who's the next step? What happens? Who's the next? What's the next company, or what is the next service that you could offer where you could actually say, Doug, let me take your company's hand, and for X amount of dollars a month, or for X amount of dollars for this project, we're going to be able to do that. That's you don't do that, correct?
We don't, but we have, like a lot of our customers do that, right? So a lot of our customers are also agencies. We probably have about 80% of our customers would describe themselves as an entrepreneur, and then a subset of those, maybe about a third or half of them, 40% realistically, would then say that they're like a founder of an agency or something. Okay, but the vast majority are ultimately entrepreneurs.
And when you say agency, you mean like marketing
agency.
Marketing. Okay. I'm just making sure we all got that. Okay.
Yeah. So within the Spyfu community, there's actually quite a few people who can take that, at the service level, and so those guys are actually, those professionals are actually, choosing to use Spyfu, and so to an extent, that's pretty much what they're executing with. But I'll give you an example of how we're sort of taking this, to the next step.
Yeah, please.
And one of those is, if you want to rank on a keyword, right? You want to drive yourself up on, business podcast or something like that. It's really hard to know what you need to do to do that. And, you know, I mean, obviously your mileage may vary in terms of exactly how podcasts get ranked on, you know, how your site gets ranked on that. But one thing that we do is, instead of just saying, hey, you know, you need to get links, or you need to like write the, you know, you need to do, you know, here's some people with, you know, similar that rank on that keyword, and here's the other keywords they rank on, or something. What we do is we sort of take it to the next step and say, hey, here's some people online, you know, some Twitter users and some Facebook users, some people that own some blogs. Here are the people that you basically just need to become friends with. Become friends with these people, right? And so when you do that sort of outreach, hey, you know, just connecting with them and you know, commenting on their blogs and stuff like this, good things will eventually happen to you, right? You're just making a friendship. What I'm not saying that you should go pitch these people necessarily.
Absolutely.
Hey, can you give me a link? What I'm saying is, here's 50 people that drive link equity on business podcast, on the keyword business podcast. Go just make those relationships, right? And so that's like good. Pretty understandable for most people.
And that is that example that you gave me is extremely easy to follow. I you know, sometimes it's a matter of, okay, well, making friends with somebody or develop a relationship. Here are the 50 people you need to develop a relationship with is a whole different thing to me than here are the keywords that you need to make sure that you're introducing to your blogs, and you need to post at this time and that time. And I don't, you know, for me, I've worked with a number of SEO companies, and maybe I just haven't worked with the right ones that have given me the right advice or made the right connections for me. It's just very challenging. And that part of understanding the digital world, I come from an entertainment background, and the agency that I worked with was actually an agency where there are people that are sitting and answering phones. The calls are coming in, and they're saying, yeah, you need to use Doug as your entertainment for your event, or for your speaker for your event. When it gets to the online, onto the digital world, all of that goes by the wayside. It is still about relationships, but now it's about relationships and links and lists and advertising, and that gets to be a little, it seems like there is a secret formula in the digital world to success. I mean, but you have your hands a little bit closer to that formula, I think.
Yeah, let me tell you what I hear this a lot of times. People always oftentimes tell me what they need to do is do some content marketing. So they need to get traffic to their site because they need, you know, to move up in the rankings on Google and stuff, right? And that's like, you know, you hear it all the time, and it's like, yeah, that's true. It is true. But what I see, but these two things, you know, the SEO side and the paid search side, they actually go hand in hand a lot more than you would think. Because you think, you know, look, I'm not like the type of guy that's going to, you know, I'm a little bit intimidated by the ads thing. I don't want to spend, I don't see myself as gonna, like, I'm gonna spend a lot of money on AdWords over the long haul. I'd much rather just get free traffic and you know, kind of build that.
Right.
But so here's the deal: is that building you know, content, getting organic traffic is honestly a long-term play where you make a lot of bets that are relatively, you know, basically every time you make a piece of content, it's a bit of a bet, right? You put a couple $100 in time or whatever into making it, and maybe it pays off, maybe it doesn't, but you basically just have to like make a long-term continuous investment in it. So you should look at it as like a year to 2 year to 3 year project, and you just continually commit to it regardless.
Yep.
You're convinced, you're bought in. But I don't recommend starting there, because you don't necessarily know when you start what keywords, what sort of niche, not even necessarily the keywords, right? Like the sort of value proposition, the core set of keywords. You don't necessarily know.
I had no idea. When I first started writing my blog, I never even heard the word keyword. So I just wrote about what I thought. Right. And then my market actually developed as a result of enough people. I don't even know why it developed.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, you tap into something and then you follow that, and that's certainly a good way of going about it. If you have things that are trapped inside your mind, then yeah, get them out. Especially if that's who you are, right? If you're, you know, a content creator by default, then you owe it to the world, or you owe it to yourself to get it out, right? But if you're saying to yourself, look, I'm going to take on this strategy. I have a business. I want to drive traffic to the website. I know that I want to get people there. I'm not really necessarily a prolific author, but I'm, basically going to figure this out one way or another.
Yeah.
Starting on the paid side is a good strategy, and the reason is that you can develop a funnel and figure out whether or not you can figure out what your conversion rate is, in a sense, right? So people come there. What is the likelihood that they take the action that you want them to do? So you buy like the keyword business podcast. Now, nobody out there, do not go out and buy the keyword business podcast. But let's say you did. We're just going to use it as an example.
Okay.
You buy that keyword. You land those people on a specific page, and you see if those people land there, if they take the action that you want them to take. What is the likelihood? Is it 1 out of 10, 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 100, right?
I'm pretty much finding it's 0 out of 100 on everything that I do.
This is the downside is that when you pay for things, sometimes you have to get the spend a certain amount of money in order to get the right amount of volume.
Yeah.
But you can tomorrow spend a couple $1,000s, drive enough traffic on a single set of relatively niche keywords to prove whether or not you should or shouldn't invest in owning the rest of that page via content marketing, right? So you use the paid channel to prove whether or not you should make the long-term investment in the SEO content marketing side.
I definitely understand what you're saying, and I think it's not that it's confusing to me. You're clear as a bell. It's just a matter of, okay, so now you got a guy or an entrepreneur that has a very limited budget, and they're like, it just made it very simple. It's just spend a couple $1,000s, and so for some people that may be their entire budget on marketing for the year.
I totally get it. Like when I started my first company, which is the software company I was talking about, I had like $3,000 in my bank account. So when I was making these bets on AdWords, right, it was like if I'm wrong, I either don't pay my mortgage, right. or I go get another job, or I go back to work, go get a job, right? And actually, to be honest, I had to go back and get a job multiple times in the process of starting the business. So it's not like I didn't make mistakes, and that is how it is. And I would just be lying if I wasn't saying you have to, if in order to get into the AdWords thing, you pretty much need to spend a couple $1,000.
Oh, for sure.
You just have to. You can't. In fact, don't even spread that money around, right? Just spend it on your best bet so that you can get 100 to 200 clicks. You need to get enough clicks in order to measure whether or not it's worthwhile.
It's really interesting because it is such a gamble. You really just have no idea unless you're savvy in that world of digital marketing and what all of those clicks mean. And even if I put, and I'm not going to spend a couple $1,000s on business podcast, but even if I put a couple $1,000s into business podcast, I still have to be able to know what am I. Then it comes down to now I've got the traffic, I've got a couple hundred clicks coming to my page. What do I want them to do? Like I don't even know what I want them to do once they come to the page. I just like when people take action because I think it makes me feel like I have a level of power. I don't know. Unless I'm selling them something, what is the end result of getting clicks to come to your page?
People will waste a lot of money on AdWords. People waste money on AdWords all the time. There's all kinds of reasons to waste money. But what we've learned is that...
is alimony one of them? That's what I spend my money on. I just wasn't sure if it was anything else other than that. I would actually rather put it into AdWords than alimony. It starts with A.
Yeah.
Sorry.
People will waste a lot of money. People will waste money, but they won't waste a lot of money for a long time. So when you see one of your competitors buying a keyword and they're buying it and they're spending, a couple $1,000 a month, month over month over month, year over year, right? And then you see not just one of your competitors, but 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them all spending their money in the same place, and you're not there. That's a really strong signal. Yeah. And that's how you can that's how you reduce the risk, right? So you're talking about risking $2,000 for every single test you're going to do. And so that's how Spyfu can help, is that, and quite honestly, you can go to Spyfu for free and get a lot of information, like we kind of give you like a...
Yeah, I saw that.
A lot. Yeah, there's like no limit. There's limits. You can see the top 10 of everything, but you can keep drilling in, so you can see quite a bit of things.
There was a lot of teaser information, which was great. And it wasn't just teaser information. There was some solid stuff as I'm looking into that through competitors that do what I do in the speaking world. I'm like, Jeez, I had no idea. I didn't even know what you did existed.
Yeah, we have like 250,000 users that come back every month, that are free. So the vast majority of people that come to the site, I mean, if you're this guy that's, just starting out, just come to the site, use it for free. Or the thing is that for $79, you can you can really mitigate that risk, right? You can figure out what's my best bet based on the activity, not just of one of my competitors, but many of my competitors for a long time. And so it's by this process of elimination, of eliminating the things that were clear failures, that you can find what is in fact profitable.
Help me put action to an entrepreneur's to-do list today. What is there one or two things that we can share that somebody could do today, tomorrow, at the latest? Because I know that people like action now that they can do that you could start to see some results immediately.
Easy peasy, right? So what you can do immediately, like if you want to just spy on your competitors real quick, which is kind of like the thing that people know Spyfu for as readily as anything.
Okay.
Just go there, type in your competitors, and what you can learn is, if you put in your podcast, your blog, you'd find, hey, look, this guy he gets all of his traffic from organic keywords. Mm-hmm. He doesn't spend anything. And now that's an interesting thing to understand about one of your competitors, right? Maybe they're leaving the door open. Maybe they're just not doing any of the paid stuff, and that's useful to know. Maybe they only get any of their traffic from the paid side. So that sort of strategic, high level understanding is super fast and it's free and you can do it right there. You can also understand how much they might be spending. Now, we don't necessarily say that, our estimates on how much people are spending is, 100% accurate. We do our best to estimate, based on which keywords we see them showing up on. But you'll know for sure if are they spending hundreds or thousands, tens of thousands. Some people spend millions of dollars a day.
Wow.
Those are useful things to understand.
No, totally useful to understand. So if somebody wants to get a hold of your site, all they need to do is go to give your website again so everybody's got it.
www.spyfu.com. That's S like Sam, P like Paul, Y like yellow, F like Frank, U like unicorn.com.
Okay, so they got unicorn in their name, so we know that is a keyword that Spyfu must use in order to drive traffic to their site. Unicorn. We'll make sure that we put all of the information about how to get a hold of Spyfu and how to take advantage of the services right on our website or right on the show notes as well. I want to ask a couple of questions for you. Actually, there's 5 questions. These are going to be, so you have to take off your Spyfu hat for a moment and speak to me like an entrepreneur, somebody that started a business, because how long have you had Spyfu under your umbrella?
10 or 11 years.
Okay, so
2005, 2006.
Go back to those first couple of years, and let's think about some of the answers to the questions. Some of them are going to be more current, but let's hit these now. With these questions, I'm going to do my best. I really suck at this. I'm going to do my best at not interrupting you as you give the answer, and try to keep your answers around 20 seconds or so that we can move through all 5 of them quickly. You ready to go?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Be relatable, Mike. What do you suck at?
Ooh, I suck at communication.
No, you're pretty good, man.
I don't. No. I'm okay, like on the radio or like in person, but I don't like return emails. I don't like tweet. I'm horrible at written stuff. I just it's not like I don't write. I procrastinate it. I'm just like, this is
somehow you got on the show, so that was good. You had to respond to something I sent to you. That was good. All right, next one.
Is very responsive.
No, that was good. And actually, I have a program called the Nice Guy 30. The second one is return all your emails, just so you know. Next one, be transparent. How did you pay your bills in the beginning when you first got going?
So, it's always nice to keep like some kind of consulting window open, right? So we had, and quite honestly, I had like that other company before Spyfu. And so part of that, the software wasn't good enough to be like something that people would just buy. We had to like do a little consulting with it. So we always had that ability to just, add some services.
Excellent.
And so that always helped.
Okay. Be confident. What do you do as an entrepreneur that's as good as it gets?
Yeah, I can see the matrix Like it's the only real skill that I have, but I can basically understand data, like big data, and just know what the results are going to be just by kind of staring at it and squinting. It's weird and it's hard to explain, but it's my one thing.
No, that's good. That's good. Some people are Rain Man, and that's what you are in that particular case.
More or less.
Got to get the Wapner. Be humble. What experts did you need to call upon to make shit happen?
Oh, experts. I mean, I've read everything that there is to read. I mean, I think that in my industry, you know, back in the early days, there's a thing called SEO book by Aaron Wall. There's like Moz, Rand Fishkin is like really great. I've learned a lot at like, you know, PubCon and various industry shows, and just basically consuming everything that's ever been written about internet marketing.
You are a total fucking geek, man. You
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
In service of my customers.
Yeah, it serves your customers really well for you. I have a friend of mine. His name is Alex. I think he's a listener to the show. I'm not really sure, but I feel very good friends with Alex enough to say that very much in line. He's definitely a business guy, but he understands data and bits and bytes. And I'm a creative guy. I had no idea how any of that stuff works, which is why sometimes when I have guys like you on the show, I love it, but it's also like, you see it because it's right in front of your fucking face. I can't see it because I don't understand any of it.
Yeah, well, you know, actually, I mean, because I started out in such a strong technical spot, like I was, you know, I basically wrote the code for all this, you know, the site and such. The people that I've learned the most from have been marketing people, right? Because you know, bringing a product to market is you know, kind of more important than building it. Build it and they will come is just total BS.
It is total bullshit. I agree with you. I wrote this book 2 years ago, and people kept warning me, writing a book is 80% marketing, 20% actual writing skills, and I did not believe them. And I put just some sort of hope into the fact that they were right, and I built my network, and that's what created this #1 book. Not because I'm a great writer. I don't even necessarily think I'm a great writer, but my marketing skills for that particular thing, the creative side of it, was just so much better than my book skills. I don't know. It's interesting how that works. Okay, last one. I told you I can't ever get out of my own way here with these 20-second things. Be realistic. Where are you going to be in 90 days, and how far into the future can you see?
Oh, you know, I like that 90-day mark. It's a good, you know, that's about as far in the future as I like to think. And especially in terms of our product, we have like a backlog of things that we want to make, ways that we want to improve, but we're constantly, you know, trying to figure out what's going to be the best thing. And so things that are at the bottom of the list or like halfway down the list, like pretty much never get done. But I can tell you what's pretty much going to happen in the next 90 days. And in the product, like, you know, Spyfu will just continue to get better. We're going to like build those sort of workflows and make more advice. And that's super exciting. Customers love it in the sense that not only do they buy it, but then they also stick around. And that's something that we pay a lot of attention to, like what users do that makes them love the product, right? What makes them stick around.
Yeah, oftentimes you create this product that you think has, you know, A, B, and C are the features that people are going to love, and they come back to you and they say, I don't even know what that shit is, but I can tell you what these 4 things are, because we're using the product like this all the time, and especially when there's so much depth in the products that you have, and that's exactly as I see what Spyfu is. It's just, there's so much depth to what you offer, right?
Yeah. Like, and I actually have to back things off though, because there's certain things that I get real, like, you know, geeked out on that really never resonates in the market.
People don't care, and you get your feelings hurt.
I'm like, this is gonna be the best thing. This is what people really need. It's gonna change their. Oh, they didn't even look at it. They didn't even care.
No, and if you have a chance, Nice Guy community listening to this, if you have a chance, head over to spyfu.com, and that's it, right? Spyfu.com.
Yep.
Head over there, and we'll put the link in the show notes. But there's a really cool video. It's only like 2 or 3 minutes long, and it's one of the guys. I guess, is he one of your marketing guys that's doing the video on your webpage? Do you know? I'm not sure.
What are you talking about? The homepage?
Yeah, on your homepage.
It's Patrick. Actually, I'm in Patrick's office. Like he does all our videos, and his office is a studio. Basically.
Yeah. Right now, Mike is in the Pat cave. So
yeah.
And what's so great about it is Pat actually walks through step by step and showing and demonstrating what the software does. So if you have no idea still after 30 minutes of sorry, I didn't mean to run long on this, Mike. After 30 minutes, what the hell I'm even talking about or Mike's talking about, just take a moment. It's 2 or 3 minutes, and head over to their site and check out the video, and then use it. Put in your competitors' information and all that. Okay. Do you have time for just a quick personal question? Then we'll conclude here.
Totally.
Okay, great. You have your cell phone anywhere near you?
I do not. Should I?
No, that's okay. Is it within arm's reach or no?
It's not. I left it out in case the phone. I can walk and grab it if you want.
I'll talk to them as you grab it. I have a couple of things.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, cool. See, nice guy community. This is exactly how we handle the show. We never prepare our guests for anything other than coming on the air. Anyway, head over to spyfu.com. Check out the information. Strick and I am sure are going to riff about some of the fun stuff. Oh, we didn't even ask Mike about the no dicks policy. We want to find out about that. And he is back. It sounds like
I'm back. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you guys talking about the no dicks policy?
Yeah. What's the no dicks policy? What's that all about?
I just kind of learned over time that people will that businesses tend to make money one of two ways, and one is just kind of like taking advantage of people's weaknesses. I don't know. There's a lot of businesses that are just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna sort of screw you over somehow,
right?
And then the other is by creating value, and. So this is kind of like the core of the not dicks thing. And what we said is like, we're always going to create value, and we're never going to try to make money by taking advantage of people. And by like, we can like take your money in some weird smarmy way,
right?
That we kind of know is sort of evil.
Hold on a second. Are you talking about?
I
know that you don't represent any products in Spyfu, but let me just say this: if I walk into like a cell phone store right now, the whole fucking thing that AT&T and Verizon and maybe it's Apple that's doing with the whole rental of the phone now, as opposed to we could buy our phones, and now they're just hitting us with an extra $25 every fucking month for our phone charges. Yeah. That's just hurtful.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That type of thing. There's all these clubs and just it's
you're frustrated.
Never would be like the thing is that you when you're an entrepreneur and you're bringing things to market, you kind of have this sense. I mean, I knew from childhood that I was going to start a business. I didn't know what the business is going to be.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, success in that sense is destiny. It's going to happen, right? I'm going to spend as much of my time trying to create value for people in the world. And eventually that's going to be something that I get rich from. But if I got rich taking advantage of people, I feel like I know that it would make my life worse. Right? I would be, you know what I mean? Like if you spend, lots of time like painting something, and you paint it and you take it down to like the Final Friday or whatever, where, people sell art at like a swap meet or whatever.
Yeah.
And somebody buys that painting from you for $50, you're going to be super happy. You're going to be like, yeah, somebody bought my painting, and you made $50. You could go and watch somebody drop some money, or I don't know, how do you make me steal something, or give blowjobs on the street corner, whatever.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I gotta get my blowjobs on the street corner, everybody. We got
right. Maybe you make $500 from that, but you're not. It's going to make you feel worse. It's going to have a negative impact on you're kind of like you're just. I don't know. You're going to end up spending all that money on,
I got it.
Drugs or something.
No, I'm with you. It's not just that you make money. It's how you make the money, and it's how you use the services that you provide, and what kind of value that you can create in the marketplace. And this no dicks policy is about creating value in the marketplace. Stop being a dick about the stuff that you're offering and selling out there. Just don't be a dick. That's all we're asking for.
And that's the thing is that so this long-winded sort of explanation that I tell people, everybody that works at Spyfu, I kind of give this long explanation of how we came to our values. But then the thing is that the no dicks policy is, Spyfu, not dicks, right? So the question is, how do you empower your employees to make decisions on your behalf? Because there's all these sort of ethical decisions, like, oh, hey, a customer calls in, they're like, I haven't used the product for 6 months. Can you give me a refund? And it's like, damn, the 6 months, you just can,
right.
But then you look in the log and you're like, yeah, they didn't fucking log in for 6 months. So I guess, we'd be kind of being dicks if we took all that money, right? And so, how do you make these decisions? How do you empower people to make that decision? And so not dicks has become kind of our, it's certainly a core value, but it's like maybe the most important core value that we have.
Well, and
and everybody knows it. Everybody understands what it means.
And that's great. And that's a great policy. And it should be adopted by everybody, every company that exists, because there are too many companies. I mean, there are so many stories that we tell. I hope you get a chance to listen back to some of the episodes. I mean, I've had experiences with Sprint and with Kmart and with AT&T and some huge box organizations. And I just don't understand that they have forgotten what it's like to be a human being, and they just deal with you like you were just a total tool and a number to them. And I hate that. I hate it. So,
I think it's because they lack the core value, right? Like, so those companies that are huge like that just sort of become, like there's decision makers everywhere, but they don't share a core set of values that lets them understand what their ethical, obligation is,
They don't, and they don't share, if they do have them, oftentimes they don't share them with the people that are actually dealing with the customers. And and that hurts. Or they move on to organizations that they do, and then they leave the organization that they're with, still with a whole bunch of dicks at the helm. Okay, so you picked up your cell phone.
I do, yeah.
All right, so do you have an iPhone or something inferior?
I have an iPhone.
Okay, good. 99% of the people that are on the show have an iPhone. It's so funny. Go to your photo app. What's the last thing you took a picture of?
Photo app. Let's see. Oh, well, I pretty much know this. I was at that Thai game.
Oh, you went to the Thai game?
I was at the Thai game. In fact, if you look at my Facebook page, I was actually in between the uprights on the last missed
nice
field goal there. So I have this slow-mo shot of because I was like, oh, it's going to be a thing that, so I slow-moed it, and I actually thought that it was they made the field goal. So I turn around and I get this whole slow motion thing of everybody's faces just changing. It was a really amazing picture. But prior to the game, because game shots are kind of whatever. But prior to that, it's my 4-year-old sitting in a stool, watching playing some iPad game, but he's sitting in a stool without pants. So all you see is he's wearing a shirt, no pants, and so you just see his butt hanging out there.
That's exactly how I'm sitting right now. So
that's how I sit most of my day.
And go to your texting app. What's the last text message you sent or received?
Last text message. Let's see. This is from my mom. My mom had she just this year had breast cancer and survived it, and so they're in Hawaii.
Yes,
and they're at they're doing an NFL football sort of breast cancer raffle thing, and apparently she won I don't know what this is exactly, but it's a fake fake boobs they've got, she's just posing with some have you seen those things
no, but Save the Tatas. I know that from being a Harley rider.
Yeah, that's what it is. It is Save the Tatas.
That's funny. That's very good. Yeah. Excellent. Well, hey, that's so great that your mom is not only a survivor, but she's good, and she's traveling to Hawaii. That's awesome.
Yeah, she's great. It's awesome.
Hey, thank you, Mike. I really appreciate you taking time to be on the show. I ran way over the amount of time that I told you I was going to run over, but it was your fucking fault, man. You just kept talking. I couldn't stretch it.
Sorry, it's a good time.
You are a good communicator. So, Nice Guy community, never underestimate the value and the power of nice. Special thanks again to Mike Roberts and Steve O'Brien. Go ahead and take us out of here.
For the Nice Guys on Business, I'm Steve O'Brien. Fill up your week with the Nice Guys. Well, there's always money in the banana stand.